Hello everyone, Saviour here and welcome to the special video of the 100 subscribers, and by community vote the chosen video is New Tips for Heroes 2. First, I wanted to thank all the people who support the channel. That motivates me to continue making content for Heroes 2 and in the future Heroes 3 and Olden Era. Thank you very much. In the top info cards I leave you the playlist with other fantastic tips for the game. Tip number 1. Optimal route. In the first tips video I made, we saw how there are secondary skills, artifacts and external buildings that allow to increase the hero's movement. In this video we will optimize that movement. Normally, when you go from one point to another on the map, the game's AI suggests an optimal route. This automatic optimal route usually omits passing by other external buildings, perhaps so not to revisit them. Let's look at the following example. With the proposed automatic optimal route, we were unable to attack the castle. Let's look at the same example, but now manually searching for the optimal route. If we visit the magic well, now we can attack the enemy castle. I know some of you play the F-Heroes 2 engine. Let's see if the tip works here. In this new example, the automatic optimal route fails to attack the castle. However, manually, if we visit the gazebo, we can attack the enemy castle. Tip number 2. My friend, the whirlpool. The whirlpool in Heroes 2 has a 1/3 chance to kill 50% of the creatures in the hero's lowest tier stack. How can we reduce these losses? If the hero has more than one stack of the same tier, only the first one will be damaged. So, it's best to leave a single lowest tier unit in the first stack. That way, we only sacrifice that unit. Another case is if the hero has only one stack of only one unit, then there will no damage. It can be useful for an explorer. Tip number 3. Maximize movement. This tip is thanks to the YouTube user Cosmo6831. We usually collect resources from the ground without worrying about maximizing movement points. The best way to collect a resource is in horizontal and vertical movement instead of diagonal movement, since in diagonal you use more movement points. The exact number of movement points depends on the type of terrain. In the following case, we see how collecting resource vertically takes up more movement points. However, keep in mind that tips works only when the resource is in the same direction you are traveling. In this case, it's best to collect the resource diagonally. F-Heroes 2 brings many improvements to the game, one of which is the movement point counter. With this improvement, you can check your movement point numerically as well as visually. In this case, diagonal 150 move points. Vertical 100 points. Tip number 4. Don't rely on instant combat. Another improvement in F-Heroes 2 is instant combat, a very useful improvement. However, it's not perfect. Let's look at the following example. Instant combat propose defeat. It's a tough battle. Let's do it. Lightning Bolt is amazing here. The first thing is to weaken the war troll. It was a very tactical battle against an enemy hero with a lot a lot of attack. Instant combat usually gets the result right, but sometimes it fails, especially on troops lost in battle. Perhaps it undervalued spells. Tip number 5. Don't undervalue diplomacy. We all know that diplomacy allows us to recruit neutral troops, right? But it has two other uses. Surrender. This option is similar to retreat. Surrender will allow you to keep your army to paying a ransom to the opposing hero based on the power of your army. The payment will be reduced by 20% per level of the diplomacy secondary skill. Let's see. Same army, hero without diplomacy. Now, same army, hero with expert diplomacy. You can see the difference. The second use is Xanadu. This external structure allows the hero to increase all of his primary skill by +1. Each level of diplomacy the hero has lowers the requirement by 2 levels, down to level 4 at expert diplomacy and to level 6 at advanced diplomacy. First, hero level 6 without diplomacy. Level 6 without diplomacy. Then, hero level 6 with advanced diplomacy. Level 6 advanced diplomacy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful in improving your game. I also leave you this playlist where you can see the quick guides for all the factions. If you like my content, I invite you to leave a like, comment, share the video and subscribe. See you in the next one. Goodbye.